Hi, everyone. It's Marie. Hello, hello. So today's subject is breaking the habit of crazy busy. And what I mean by that is I was thinking yesterday on a coaching call with a bunch of women, how much of a habit crazy busy becomes. It really starts to take over, and it's this engine that runs without us even thinking. And, that looks like going, 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 never stopping, pushing through, locking down, making things happen, thinking ahead of the game, you know, move, move, move. Really just efficiencies and getting frustrated when things take longer than they should, and having a hard time turning off your engine in the end of the night or in a moment with loved ones or friends because your mind is still going, 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 going. Um, all of this is propelling you to really a place that you're not even aware of. You've really, I used to call it motor skills. Like you've just let your motor skills take over and you just know that you're just moving, 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 moving. You got this. And for most of us, we've been in our careers for a long time. We know it. We've got the lay of the land. And when you start a job, how everything seems hard and you go a little slower to make sure you don't make any mistakes. And you really have more awareness of everything that's going around and a little more intentional and deliberate about things that you do. But when you're in the mode of your job that you've been doing for a while and you do really well, and you've been running your household or running your life, whatever, you get to this place where you don't even stop. You just go, go, go. Turn on the engine in the morning, run your routine, go, 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 go. And what happens is this becomes perpetual. And it's got, as we've talked about in other videos, a lot of side effects, mostly missing out on your life as the biggest side effect of all. Because when we're in constant motion, constantly going, and even when we're sitting at a table with friends or family or whoever, and we're still thinking about, okay, after this, I've got to get this done. And after that, or waking up at 3 a.m. with that list in your head of all these things that you have to do. We are just never present in our lives. We're just always thinking ahead, locking it down, making it happen. And that is not necessarily how to save our life. And my Monday morning mojo was all about savoring the moments and stopping and taking a breath and taking in all the good things happening in your life and the good people you have in your life and your gifts and your talents and those moments where you kick butt in a meeting or pull off something big or see somebody in your life accomplishing something and knowing you had something to do with it. Savoring moments is something that when we're in that perpetual habit of motion and doing and busy, we miss. We miss so much. And we also miss connection with people in our lives. Because if we're not present and we're not taking it in and savoring what's happening around us, we're certainly not connecting and we're not present, right? And those are all the things that make joyful lives. Those are all the things that make quality lives. Those are all the things that make quality in our lives. We talk about how do we stop this habit? How do we stop this habit? Well, like any habit, like think about, when you get stressed, how you handle stress. A lot of people, and this used to be me, and sometimes I fall back into that habit and I have to remind myself when I'm stressed or feeling pressure, I go to numbing like Facebook, Netflix, just anything but dealing with what's happening. I just numb, maybe a glass of wine, numb. And what I try to do now is pressure and stress equals movement. Like what I need to do is go for a walk, jump around, dance around. Sometimes I put on music in my office and just jump around because I'm feeling so much stress and pressure. And the truth is, we're not at our best when we're feeling that pressure and overwhelm and constant movement. We're not at our best. And we want to be at our best at our job. We want to be our best with the people that we love. We want to be our best for ourselves. And it's near impossible when we're not present, intentional, or in the moment. And so this habit of crazy busy and constant motion is not delivering our best self. And it's certainly not equaling a life worth living. And I'm reminded more and more and more every day of my life with so many people in my life that I love facing serious health issues, getting those calls from doctors that aren't fun, and facing life and death situations. Boy, does that put their life in perspective like that. And me just being a witness to that and these people that I love going through it, it certainly stops me in my tracks and makes me think about how I'm living my life. And this habit, you can break it. You can break the habit of crazy busy. And like any habit, like dieting, okay, and stress eating or whatever, it takes awareness that something is going on. It takes changing a behavior, right? Making conscious choices instead of just eating because you're stressed, right? You have to be aware of what's going on. Hi, Claudia. You have to be aware of what's going on first. Then you have to make a choice that's different than just the movement or the reaction or the trigger. Usually you need accountability and help and commitment. All of these things equal breaking a habit in your life, in every other aspect of your life. When you've been able to lose weight or maybe stop smoking or whatever it is, run a marathon, take on a commitment or a project at work, it takes awareness, intention, conscious choice, building a new habit, really something to replace it, making a different choice, accountability, maybe even coaching, a trainer, Weight Watchers, whatever. You ask for outside help because sometimes it's beyond us to figure out how to do it ourselves because we've been in this habit for so long, we don't know how else to live. It's no different with crazy busy. Crazy busy has a lot of downsides. To continue to live at this pace and not be intentional about your life, not slow down and savor the moments that are happening and the people that are happening and the things you're accomplishing, to just savor those moments like we talked about on Monday. Um, you know, to Hi, I think it's Mary. Is it Mary? I have such bad eyesight, so it's hard for me to see who's joining. Sorry. But that habit of crazy busy is costing us a meaningful life. And I think somewhere deep down inside, when we get really quiet, we know that, but we just don't even know how to begin to tackle it. And, when I think about the pillars of a really good life, for what I teach in my group and what I teach in my program, and for all the women I'm helping change their lives and get out of crazy busy, I have this 4 pillars that I really believe equals a good life. And one of them is joy, like finding joy in big and small ways. Another is values. Another is gifts and talents. And another is dreams, big and small. And that those really are the 4 kind of legs to your stool of your life. And the center of the stool is you and who you are and how you want to behave in this world. And that when we are anchored like that, with that foundation, everything changes because we're able to make decisions based on our values, based on our dreams and where we want to go, with intention and slowing down. And so when I think about the habit of crazy busy, God knows every once in a while I'll slip back into bad habits, like we all do. Say you've gotten to be like, I am allergic to dairy. Okay, I learned that after doing this paleo challenge for 30 days. And then their ice cream sundaes come, and I love ice cream. I love ice cream. And I have it. And I say, what the heck? I'm just going to have it because I really love it and I'm going to spoil myself. And then I pay for it later. So we do all fall back into old habits for good excuses like I love ice cream, or bad excuses like I just buckle down and don't think, and I'm going to fall into a bad pattern of losing a couple months to work and putting everything aside, including everything I care about, to get this done because I'm afraid that I'm going to disappoint or I don't know any other way. That's slipping into a bad habit that we can't do anymore. And when we live and when we have the tools to get out of crazy busy and break this habit, we don't have to stay in that moment long. We go, oh, nope, I don't like this feeling anymore. I'm not doing that anymore. That is the old me. I'm going to use my tools. I'm going to stop. I'm going to use my tools and I'm going to do something different because I don't live that way anymore. And, when we talk about any great habit that we're really ingrained and married to, usually has a lot of excuses wrapped around it on it's, I know about losing weight. It's like next month. Well, I have this trip this weekend and I've got that retreat last 4 days and then I've got this trip coming up. And after that, I'll get back on my diet. After that, I'll start exercising again. After that, I'll do this. Well, the same thing with crazy busy. We say, I don't even know how to tackle this. It's too big to live my life differently. Just the thought of it sounds overwhelming. So after this next project, after Christmas, after Thanksgiving, after Halloween, after the kids get back in school, after I finish this big presentation, it's always after. And it's that black and white thinking we've talked about before, but it's always putting off, never taking accountability for this moment, this day. And again, I just don't know how else to say it. Like, with the people in my life facing life and death fights right now with cancer, don't wait for those moments where everything comes clear about how you should live your life and what really matters. Don't wait for those moments. Do it now. We have this one life to live, and most of these people in this group of crazy busy women in balance, the average age goes from 35 to 55, 56, 57, 58. This is the moment that we get to change our lives. It's never too late to change our life. And this habit that we've gotten into can be broken, just like any good habit, with awareness, with changing our behavior and conscious choice, with commitment, and usually help and mentorship. And we can do that together. And it's part of why I do these videos. It's part of why I started this group. It's part of why I have dedicated my career, or the rest of my career, to helping women get out of crazy busy, because once I realized it was possible, I really knew that I had to spend my life helping women realize that they can have a life of success success and be a rock star in their business life and not have to sacrifice all the things that really matter in their personal life, because we can do both. And I think as women, when we're presented with all of these choices, we try to do every single one in, hi Lisa, we try to do every single one in a maximum degree. So we go on all cylinders on our career, and then we try to go all cylinders in our personal life, and then if we don't in either one, we beat ourselves up, and we're just constantly looking for ways to beat ourselves up. And that is part of that habit of constant movement and not being intentional about how we're living our life, and that habit of crazy busy. And so when we break that habit, we're able to see the ramifications for our life. We see the wasted energy we spend in beating ourselves up. And we do it less and less and less. We're human. So we're still going to say, darn it, I haven't been spending a lot of time with my child, my husband, my friends lately, and I just feel disconnected. I've got to change that. And I know how to do that because I'm not that person anymore. When you're in the habit of crazy busy, you may not even notice it's been months. You may not even notice what's wrong. But when you live your life from that foundation I talked about, you're very clear about what it takes to live a balanced life in your life and what matters to you, because they're all unique formulas for each and every woman in my group on what makes up their joy, what makes up their values, what makes up their dreams, and what makes up their gifts and talents. And once they realize that they're out of sync with one of them, they're really out of integrity with themselves. And that's where the pressure and the stress comes. And so where we find peace and extra energy and all of that stuff is living in integrity with who we are and what we stand for in our lives. And that's how we break the cycle and habit of crazy busy. And it's done intentionally, and it's done it the same way you break any habit. Again, through awareness, through changing choices or conscious choices, or breaking habits and doing different things in replacement of that, through commitment and consistency and help. And let's see, it's almost 14 minutes. I try to keep these to 15, so I'm going to wrap up. But what I want you to know is, just because you're in crazy busy and your life circumstances look out of control, whether it's work pressure or family pressure or life pressure or money pressure, whatever it is, you can still be the breadwinner, still be the rock star, still be the great mom, the great friend, the great this and that. You can be all of those things, but you have to re-regulate your life. You have to reprogram how you're living today, and break those habits of that constant movement, motor skills, really just unconscious living, just moving, locking it down, making things happen. What do I need to do next? What do I need to do next? What do I need to do next? As if there's a moment where everything's done and you can look up, breathe, and enjoy life. That doesn't ever happen. It never happens. You're going to wait for that moment for the rest of your life because it's never going to happen. There may be this teeny little moment and you should make the most of it. But what we want to do is reprogram everything so that you can live more often in balance than in crazy busy. That's the game. And we can do it together. And I have an 8-week program you can sign up for and learn all about. You can schedule a free coaching call or a breakthrough call and just figure out little steps you can do, totally free to help you. I just want to help you. I want to change people's lives. I want to change women's lives this stage in my career. You don't have to sacrifice everything, specifically happiness, joy, peace, contentment for your career. You don't have to. I don't care what your circumstances are. You can live a balanced, happy life in peace and constantly evolve and grow. And that's what I'm seeing women do every day. And I want to help you do that. So reach out, messenger me. I'll put a link in this video once it goes into the queue. Thanks for joining me live. Hopefully lots more people will see this not live. Let's break the habit of crazy busy because it's possible. Just like any other habit, we can do it together. Reach out to me and let me help you. Bye.